saga of the kryptonite life. When some of the days go wrong and then some of the days go right. Meaning life can make you weak, but we can walk you to the light. The life where dreams come true are just the nightmares of the hype. Where love and hate are roommates, pleasure and pain are friends. Peace and war and lovers, insane and insane are twins. Cause I want it all and nothing ain't enough for me. And all I need is love, but why y'all all up under me? Plus I would like to see every single lady's sex face. At the same time, man, I'm looking for my soulmate. I feel so religious, spirits living up above. But I gotta admit, I want my chariot with doves. And I could be your Superman and I could set you free. But honestly, I need the cash and I'm charging a fee. For my cigarettes and water, my fruit juice and my alcohol, my salads and my pork chops. I got high cholesterol. Lois said she loved me, then she hit me up for child support. Lex baby mama ain't gon' never take his ass to court. Got me in this nightclub, trying to get my mind right. When she bent over, I was looking at my whole life. So once upon a time on a planet called Earth, a man dug in his pockets just to see what he was worth. Well, rabbit ears were more than Eric B. and Rakim. Then the infinite power that he was holding within got him kinda confused, obligated, misused. Got in front of a microphone a couple times and he spewed his whole guts. Some of the things he loved and some of the things he lost. Some of the funky hate, some of the funky trust. And thus mixtape became an album. Your first installment has started. You're welcome.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. You see the thumbnail, you see the title, and obviously, you know, it's political season, so you know it has to do with this current situation with presidential candidate Kamala Harris. It doesn't really have to do with her, but the Ricky Smiley comment or commentary about what he thought. And this goes for, you know, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, conservative, or a liberal. I'm not going to talk about Black America's history, what Black politicians say in Reconstruction, right? I can't do that. In Jim Crow, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use some of Jim Crow, though. But since I'm 44, I'm going to say from what I've seen, like in Gen X, okay? Because we are acting as though in Black America that Black politicians in the last 30, 40 years have actually been pushing policies that actually help Black America. And really, in my opinion, that stopped. And this person ain't even a politician, but that stopped when I would say Johnny Cochran died, when he was about to fight for reparations. That's when that stopped, in my opinion. So people are like, you know, if somebody's Black, you got to vote for them because we got to stick together. But people forget there were Black politicians like who were mayors. And somehow in the 70s, 80s, you know, those Black politicians somehow affected change in the cities and states, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I say that they push policies along that actually help Black people. And people forget there were multiple mayors who were Black. I remember specifically Atlanta and specifically New Orleans. And I want to say DC too, but I'm not 100% sure, because I think Marion Barry did the same thing. I'm just not 100% sure. Where they got in office and they made sure government contracts were doled out, equitably, which means if we were 13% of the population, we got 13% of the government contracts. That's how they actually did it. Now, this was, like I said, 60s, 70s, 80s, because a lot of people forget, in a lot of major metropolitan cities, when they had black mayors back in the day, somehow, black men had businesses like that. They started, that's how you got that infrastructure of, how can I say, black men with garbage companies and garbage truck companies, and that's where you get the idea of landscaping companies, that kind of doled out in the 80s, 90s, right? It was because of that, the government contracts that these predominantly these black mayors were doling out in places. They were fighting for the quote unquote people. I remember, when Harold Washington died, people was waiting for, what he was going to do. And then, people always look at his death as suspect, the same way they look at Johnny Cochran's death. It's pretty much looked at the same. But then you fast forward, and then you have a lot of these black politicians, 80s, 90s. They like to put it on Clarence Thomas, because Clarence Thomas was the political version of the sellout. I want to say that was in the 80s, when he became one of the justices. And it's like, oh, look at him, blah, 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 blah. When he was portrayed as that. And he lived up to that reputation in some ways. You can't deny that. But he was supposed to be the poster child for it, political sellout. But what we don't talk about is, since then, you got, numerous senators, representatives. Of course, you got the Congressional Black Caucus. You've had numerous mayors since then, whether they be city mayors, whether they be local county mayors, you get what I'm saying? Or municipalities. You've had, I don't think any governors, but you had a gang of politicians that were black that somehow got in office in quote unquote positions of power. Black journalists, I could see where you're going with that, but you had those folks who had this defeatist mindset. Well, if we get in the office, we can't do anything. We're trying to do something for black people, but the system is just, they won't do anything for us. Now you get that idea. We got to play chess and not checkers. And the guys before them wasn't playing chess and not checkers. They were going in there, hey, this is what we doing, and we're going to fight for this to get it passed. It wasn't, let me wait, let me schmooze up to these people and those people, let me help these people with their agenda. And then when it's time for them to help me with our agenda, they're going to return the favor. But when they didn't, it's okay, let's go through the same process over and over and over again. So Black America has watched, and watched numerous black politicians basically get in office and throw their hands up and do little to nothing for their constituents, their community. While at the same time, at the same exact time, helping other politicians' constituents and other politicians' communities and other, ethnic groups to make sure they get their part of the American dream. And it's like, wait a minute. So now when we get to this point where you have the conversation of like Ricky Smiley talking about it in the sense of, yeah, man, we need to vote for her and she an AKA and you could get a Greek in the office with a Delta. And it's like, bruh. So we just gonna overlook You think every generation of Black America is just gonna overlook the ineptitude of the Black politicians the last 35, 40 years? That's what you want to say. I mean, let's just say 35. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, just keep hoping for change, just elect another Black person because they Black. And now it's at the point where you have Black people saying, I ain't doing nothing for Black people. I can't. I just can't do it. We don't know what to do. We can't put it together. But it's like, oh, okay, fine. So now we have an issue. Now we got a huge issue. And the issue is the politics are worthless at this point. Worthless. So now it becomes, let's go down a litany of things that weren't done. Think about that. Think about the list of, we hoped Obama would do something that didn't work out. And he was the president, right? You can't, if you think about all of the people in the Congressional Black Caucus for 30 years, whether they're living or they passed away, I don't think you can point to any policies or any things directly done that helped the Black community. Not even their Black community. I'm not going to say they didn't put up community centers or something like that. But when it came to actual, American business and capitalism and putting money in their communities' pockets, never happened. All of these Black politicians, over the last 30 years, how do the roads look in their communities that voted them in? We used to always talk about how the roads were bad. And it was always in the quote unquote hood. But a lot of those hoods, especially in major metropolitan cities, a lot of those hoods were basically underfunded. The schools were underfunded. The business district was underfunded. The ability to the hiring was underfunded. So it's like, okay, so people got in some ways sick of this the first Black this, and it's the first Black that, and it's the first Black this, and we got another Black person that did this, and we got another Black person here. But what you're telling me is we keep getting Black people in positions of power who don't actually do anything. And even if, say, the system is set up against them, we understand that. But the problem is they don't even challenge it. We can't even say that, oh, you know what? Yeah, this person got there and this person couldn't get anything done, but this person was fighting to get this and this and this. They shot down all of their proposals. We can't say that. We can say a bunch of Black folks got together as a group to help out immigrants, to help out the LGBT community, to help out Asians, to help out Hispanics, to help out the Jewish community, to help out, just greater white America. Help out, we got your back. And then when it came down to it, we got all these Black politicians, 40s, 50s, 60s, sometimes 70s. When somebody says we're going to help the Black community, it's a photo op. And these Black folks who've been in politics all these years don't go, hey, listen, you can't just come over here and take a picture, put on some kente cloth and say you eating soul food or whatever, and that's just it. But you need my vote to make sure your community gets, $30 million for this, whatever, $40 million for whatever. You get what I'm saying? Oh, we created a business districts in this city, and we're proposing $1 billion to this, and it's like, yo, time. And then when it's your turn, it's like, yo, we took a picture and they put it on USA Today. Forget all that. So, Black America's history with the black politicians have been, it's basically been subpar. It's been subpar, and these politicians can't say anything. It's like having, at this particular point, it's like, what do you call it? A public defender. The black politician has basically become a public defender. You go to court for whatever, whether it's small or big, and you get a public defender, and that public defender don't know what's going on, and they want you to just take anything that the judge and the prosecutor is giving you. Oh, they say you had a speeding ticket. I mean, I think you should take 30 years in jail. Deal. I mean, hey man, I got other cases, man. If you go to jail for 30 years, who cares? I got another case in 5 minutes, buddy. It's that. And it's like, no. And I'll answer this. This economy is failing. There's nothing these politicians can do to right their wrongs with the black people economic future. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They do everything else for everybody else's future. See, I'm going to say this just even about American politics. I'm going to tell you the hypocrisy of American politics. America shouldn't have bailed out the banks, but it did. America shouldn't have bailed out, the insurance companies, but it did. America shouldn't have bailed out the auto industry, but it did. You get what I'm saying? America shouldn't have been given all of this foreign aid to all these multiple countries for absolutely no reason, but it does. So at the end of the day, the financial instability of America is really America's fault. And even when this country is broke, guess what? Oh, we're gonna give some money to Ukraine, and we're gonna give some money to Israel, and we're gonna give some money to Congo, and we're gonna give some money, to Venezuela, and we're gonna give some money to Brazil, and we're gonna give some money, to multiple countries in Europe. We're gonna give some money, to the Middle East. We're gonna just give money, you got to give money to people in Yemen and Jordan, and it's like, all the money that the United States have given abroad, you would think that all the places that this country has given foreign aid to would be on their feet by now. You would think that. You would think if, this country should be, even though this country still sends money to Israel every year, you would think by now, I mean, if y'all keep saying that, Jewish people are so rich and so powerful and got so much going on, you would think the country would be like, you know what, that's enough, man. We did enough. We didn't even, by the looks of it, even with that situation, you would say that if you tally it up, America might have given more in foreign aid to Israel than Israel got from Germany in reparations. I mean, when I'm thinking about all of the years it's been going on, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the numbers per se, but I'm like, if you've been helping that country for 30, 40, 50 years, I mean, yeah, that's a lot. But, this goes back to the politics, black politicians. It's like, if you're a black politician and you're in the Capitol, and you're looking at all of the bills and all of the things that have been proposed, in America, and you still are saying stuff like, okay. And you're still saying something like, oh, well, I see what they're doing for everybody else, but we're not going to propose anything. No, I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. You're seeing what this country is wasting money on every year, what this country is investing in every year, communities every year. And somehow, you just can't. It's just when it comes to black people, all of a sudden, you got an aneurysm now. Your brain stopped working now. All of a sudden, that's not capitalism. That's socialism. It's socialism when you're giving it to everybody else. But when it's to somebody else, it's capitalism. That's what it is, right? It's what America is supposed to do for everybody else. But then when black politicians are around, it's like, oh, they can't do anything for us. Now, the other issue is this. And this is where I have a issue for real. You have a lot of black Americans who had a platform or, let's just say a well-known, well-to-do, whatever you want to say, have influence, right? And it doesn't matter, because when I'm talking about politics, some people might go, well, he's talking about the Democratic Party. Well, no, I'm actually not. Like, think about all the black Republicans that didn't do nothing for black folks in black America, nothing. So it's the same thing. Just their politics is just ineffective. They'll do something for themselves, but I remember when Michael Steele was the head of the RNC. Anything happen for black folks after that? Not really. They propose anything? Not really. Maybe we had Brexit a couple of years later with a bunch of black folks who are telling people you need to be more conservative. You need to worry about your family, and you need to be married and have kids. They still don't have a policy. All the people that are black Republicans and black conservative, they still have no actual policies for black America. It's the same exact thing. So now it's like, okay, this is what we're doing. But you have these influencers out here who keep wanting a black person to vote another black person in because they're black. But here's the kicker. Because all of this argument that goes on, y'all stupid if y'all don't do this. Y'all crazy if y'all don't do this. What's wrong with y'all if y'all don't do this? Those are the same exact people that the same exact type of people, because it wasn't the same exact people over and over again, but it was the same type of people who, after the person that they told you on the radio and television and in the church, to vote for, and that's to put the black person in there because we black and they black and blackity black. And that's the same person that tells you 3 years later, man, what I'm saying? We should have never did that. They ain't do nothing for us. The same person. But then what happens is you recycle the political season, and you're going to have sometimes the same exact black person saying, we got a new black person that's blackity black, and we need to vote black because they black, and they're going to do something for the black people, black. And even if they say they're not going to do nothing for black people, vote them because they black. It's like, okay, bro, how many times you going to be wrong? How many times you going to be wrong? When are you going to take into consideration that maybe, just maybe, black America is starting to look at black politicians as inept? They have no, they actually have no agenda that has to do with black people. If we help gay people, it's going to help black people. If we help, Hispanic people, it's going to help black people. If we help Asians, it's going to help black people. If we help the Jewish people, it's going to help black people. If we help illegal immigrants, it's going to help black people. And how is that actually? Oh, I know how it is. You're going to make policies for these people and fund these people and give these people all of the American dream they need, so all of these people can have all kinds of businesses and everything that all Black America has to pay for stuff for. Yeah, that's what basically you're just creating other ethnic groups that we have to actually spend our American dollar with, because you don't want us to have our own stuff, or somebody to actually shop with us, or you don't want Black America to actually participate in quote unquote capitalism. We're supposed to just participate in perpetual consumerism. We can't be slaves, right? But we can be sharecroppers for all our lives. And we need to help all these other groups of people make sure that we could be the best little Black sharecroppers we could be. And it's like, no, thank you. No, thank you. And a lot of times, that's the problem. Normally, and it sounds weird that I have to say this, what I'm saying now doesn't even apply to other ethnic groups, because it's already understood that if I participate in these politics, I need to get something from it. So it's like, what are we talking about? And it's at the point now where, and there's no nice way to say this, you just want Black America to participate in the political system, through perpetuity, with nothing, with no reciprocity, none whatsoever. Like when you think about, the vast majority of America is white, right? They're the overwhelming population, whether it be Republican or Democrat, liberal, conservative, independent, whatever it is. They're not playing this game where they don't want something for their vote. If they're liberal, they have a liberal agenda that somehow leads to them getting government money and government policies favorable to their life. If they're conservative, it's the same exact thing. They're voting for policies that will help their life. Will put money in their pockets. You get what I'm saying? Get them benefits of America. That's what it is. So when when you're talking about Black America and Black politicians, it's like, these Black politicians don't have nothing. And here's the kicker. I would say, like Ice Cube came up with an agenda. Think about that. I should look it up now. I'm gonna look this up right now. As a matter of fact, Congressional Black Caucus. Because they got to have an agenda, right? They got an Amazon thing, amplifying Black voices. Let's see. Our story, our vision and mission. Let's see what the vision and mission is. Yeah, this is Congressional Black Caucus vision. We envision a world in which all communities have an equal voice and political policy through leadership, cultivation, economic empowerment, and civic engagement. So all communities. Okay, so it's not really, so you're not focused on us. Mission. Our mission of the Black Congressional Caucus Foundation is to advance the global Black community by developing leaders, informing policy, and educating the public. How's that working? How's it working? And it says they have these little things, facilitating the exchange of ideas and information to address critical issues affecting our communities. And this is above that, it says we achieve this by. So let me do this again. We achieve this by facilitating the exchange of ideas and information to address critical issues affecting our communities. The problem is when we exchange ideas and information, if it ain't democratic, it don't count. Right? So if it ain't liberal, it don't count. But let's do this. Promoting public health and financial empowerment for all communities through innovative programs. If you're the Congressional Black Caucus and you want to help all communities, you're not helping the Black community. Other communities have their own, focus group, their own caucus type group. They're not helping all communities. They're helping their community, which is problematic. The next thing, providing leadership and development and scholarship opportunities to educate the next generation of leaders. So even if you found somebody that you would like, you can provide them a scholarship opportunity, not necessarily a scholarship. So so you don't even have funding for the scholarships to help the leaders. I could point you in a direction. Everybody could point themselves in a direction. So even if they have scholarship opportunities, that doesn't mean, whatever. Next thing, developing strategic research and historical resources for the public, academics, educators, and students. Whatever. Let me look up some of these scholarships. I could be wrong. The 300, scholarships to students who demonstrate leadership. Established in 2021. Let's see. These things are, an essay contest, a contest, a spouse's education scholarship, performing arts, visual arts, HBCU, National Racial Equity Initiative for Social Justice Scholarship. Okay. Tracking the funding of multi-year scholarship programs. That's a scholarship? What the? Reducing financial burden scholarships. Man, they tripping, dog. I should have put it on the screen. That's what I should have did. So, I didn't even think about that. I might have to do that. Let me see if I could. Might have to put a picture in picture, whatever. Well, hold up. See? Scholarships. So, but when I put to about, so you can see it for yourself. You can see this stuff for yourself now. This is to me, this is problematic. You know what I'm saying? To me, this is problematic. So nowadays, this is what we on. This is what we on. What can we do to quote unquote help? And here's the thing. And the reason why I'm using actually the caucus is as an example is because let's see. I'm gonna find the. See this part? Let's see. I'm gonna find where we have all of the. This is the media, social, policy. I'm looking for the members. Am I tripping? Board of directors. That's good enough. You know. So these are, the board of directors, right? And this is dope. Like now it's younger. It's younger than it used to be. I can tell you that. So now you got to ask these people, like, what, all of the, and the reason why I'm doing this when it says meet, board of directors, you got 8, 16, 20, 24, 31 people on the board of directors. And then you got another 5. So 36 black folks from different places, different, walks of life, right? And no agenda. No real agenda for Black America. So what does that mean? We're done. I stopped sharing it for that reason. We got that many people, but no real agenda. So let me get back to it now. There comes a point where, us as Black America, we've seen it over and over again. I voted for this person. They didn't do what they said they were going to do. We voted for this person. We ain't got nothing to show for it. Now, even with the church told people to vote for people. And here's the issue. See, the church told a lot of its members to vote for certain people and put them in office. And some of these churches got bigger. Some of these churches, they got into the business world. Some of these churches got into real estate. Some of these churches, got into, really all type of different businesses using the church money, right? The churches got bigger. The church owns a part of an apartment complex. The church owns, 30 homes. The church owns, a piece of a business, and they get, in a church, not necessarily the church, but the pastor gets this revenue passed down, and they have a board of directors and all that other stuff. So when I think about the Black church told you to vote for Black politicians to help the Black church, but not the Black community. You got the Black church more money, but not the Black community. Because, people like to use that reference, man, it used to be the old stereotype. When you go to the Black communities, it's churches and liquor stores. So the church, had money for everything. The liquor store got money from the people, but something didn't fit where the community didn't get the quote unquote resources. So what does that tell you? Is it, church is chicken? Wow. What does that tell you? So now you see less people going to church like that. So the church is kind of losing its influence politically, and that's where You've seen the increase of, celebrities have always kind of dabbled in politics, but you've seen more of the increase of the celebrities basically being paid to tell black folks what to do. Hey, man, I'm your favorite artist, man. Right here, show up for this person. Hey, man, I'm your favorite actor, man. Show up and vote for this person. Hey, man, you got to vote for this person. It's like, why? Because we've entered a segment in society where, and people forget this, but there was a lot of young people who voted, who are new voters who voted for Barack Obama. They were 18. 4 years later, they were 22. Trump was in office. When Trump got out of office, they were 26. Now they're 30. You get what I'm saying? 29, 30. They're not finna play this game again. Like, man, you gotta vote. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not gonna rock the vote. We're not gonna vote or die. We're not doing none of that. What is the actual policy? You've seen, the disrespect of Charlemagne. Well, what do you want to tell Black America? Charlemagne, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Okay. Oh, that's what we doing? Okay. What are you going to do specifically for Black America? I'm not going to do nothing specifically for Black America, No, I can't do that. Oh, okay. They got the rising tide, lifts all boats, I think, from Michelle Obama, who isn't actually a politician. She's a first lady. So, with her husband, we're going to help, we're going to help all of America, not just, Black America. I'm not the president of Black America. I'm the president of all of America. Interesting. But it seems like Black America isn't part of America because there's nothing in it for Black America. So we need you to go out there and vote for us and vote for us and vote for you for what though? For what though? Because, and I'm going to say this about not just Black politicians, but Black political pundits and influencers, whether they be on the right or the left. Pretty much what you have is Black politicians, Black pundits, Black people who represent the Republican and Democratic Party who just are really cowardly and scared of white people. That's all that's happening. You got Black people on the left, them white people on the right are racist. They not going to pass nothing because they don't want us Black folks to have nothing. So you're not going to press them? You don't understand. They're not going to do nothing because it's all them evil Republicans. Okay. All right. And then you got the Black Republicans and conservatives. Why should America do anything for you Black people? You should pick yourself up by your bootstraps and, get it out of the mud. And America doesn't have to have a policy that helps you. Why should it help you? Because, but they'll be the same people that turn around. Oh, when they say America needs something and America should get something, they're talking about white America. And that's the interesting thing about politics and this BS of you can't say it, you can't do anything for a specific group of people. That's because white America is an ambiguous term now. It's just America. If you do something for America, you're doing it for white America. Everybody knows it. Nobody just says it publicly. Because the Asian hate crime bill isn't an American hate crime bill, right? It's crazy. And now, you're starting to see it grow and fester because people are getting tired of why should I give you my vote with absolutely, nothing in return? And I can't say like white America is the same way, we're going to make America great again. We can't let Trump in the White House. You got to vote for the other side. So basically we got people who just are voting on a feeling, And they're acting like somehow, oh, America, if we vote this way, America is going to plummet, plunder, plummet into the darkness and the abyss. We got to fight for democracy. Democracy for who? Black America still trying to figure out when is democracy going to work for Black America? Since democracy is so important, America hasn't made democracy important work for Black America since before 1776. So let's stop playing this game where it's about democracy and it's about the political system and it's about what's right and it's about the country. It's about making getting the best America we can get. No, it's not. Obviously, it's not. Because obviously, when it's about everybody else getting the best out of America, everybody's on board. But when it's about Black America getting the best of America, everybody jumps ship, even Black politicians, even Black political pundits, even Black liberals, even Black conservatives. So Black America's history now with Black politicians is not good. And we're not talking about, young people. We're not talking about, it's not like we have 18-year-old senators and representatives. We're talking about grown people. I'm going to get into this, the average age, because I got into this recently about the average age. Let me see. Oh, shoot. My bad. I messed that one up. Because I need y'all to see, the average age. So the average age of Congress. There we go. The average age of Congress right now, they say it's 58 years old. But that's the 118th Congress. The House Democrats, as they said, and I should make it bigger, but it's the average age of Senate, 65. Think about that. The average age of the American Senate is 65. What is the average age of representatives? And I'm doing this for a reason. So, because people don't see this stuff all the time. The average age of the representatives in Congress is 57. Now, here's the interesting thing. I asked what the average age in Congress was, and they said it was 58. Because the representatives is way more representatives than it is senators, right? So the average age of Congress is still, from youngest to oldest. These are the ages of your quote unquote, Congress office holders. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. I'm putting all that up for a reason. Average age of governors. Well, should I do mayors or governors? I'm thinking right now. This is the average age of governors in America. 67. 67. Average age of mayors. Where is it at? These marks make this more difficult than it have to be. There we go. The average age of the mayors is 51. 51. So it's like, okay, this is what we doing. So now we're at that point in society. When you look at it, this is all what it is. Gender ratio by year. You know, for in the last, what, you say what, close to 12 years, it increased for women by 8%. I'm done. I'm done doing this. You know, I did all that for a reason. And the reason is, these aren't young people. These aren't young people out here playing stupid. These aren't young people out here who are not actually fulfilling their obligation and don't have a, I don't have an agenda. I don't know what to do. These aren't children. I should have did the Congressional Black Caucus, matter of fact. I didn't even think about that. Let's see. Oh, dang, they don't have an average age of, Nah. How old is the Congressional Black Caucus? It's done at 71, blah, blah, blah. They don't have the average age for the Congressional Black Caucus online, so whatever. Anyway, all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, these people aren't young. So these people have enough common sense. They can put together all these complex, quote unquote, agendas for everything else. But when it comes to us, they don't know nothing. They know how to take money from all of these, these PACs. They know how to do that. They know how, hey man, this corporation gave me $50,000. I need to vote this way. This corporation, gave us a donation. We need to do this. So these same people can't tell these corporations, hey man, since you need me to vote for this is what I need you to do for my community. I need you to do this. A favor for a favor. They don't have that type of, it's politics, right? That's what it's supposed to be. Quid pro quo, one hand washes the other, right? But somehow these people don't know how to do that. These people are making, they're not working most of the year. I ain't gonna say not working most of the year, but black politicians don't work a 9 to 5. They don't have, just Saturday and Sunday off. That's not how they work. They may work 2/3 out of a year, if that. You get what I'm saying? They have months off. So all of those months they have off, they can't figure out something as a group. So when you're asking Black America to do something in politics, vote for people and put people in positions, And when a Black American is starting to ask questions like, what are we, what are they going to do for us? What are they going to do with us? What is their agenda? What are they going to fight for to make sure we get? And everybody's answer is, it don't matter, nothing. We'll figure that out later on. No. That's basically what you're getting is a resounding no. No, you need to figure it out before you come ask me for my vote. Know what it is before you come ask me for my vote. But see, what it is I need to, I can't say anything because I need Black people to vote for me, but it's more white people than Black people. And if I say I'm going to do something for Black people, white people ain't going to vote me in. Well, guess what? You don't need my vote. That's as simple as that. Because there are actually white people that would vote you in. How you think all these other Black folks, that I brought up earlier, got in office? It wasn't just Black people voting them in. It's like, hey man, people like to bring up Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson worked for the government for years. And what he was talking about was policies that he was putting in place that actually would help Black people. So you got to think about that. Dr. Claude Anderson, if you ask him, at his older age now, the question I would have asked him is, hey man, since you were in politics, you couldn't find other Black people, to mentor, since you were getting policies put in place and passed, and you were getting actual money flowing to, not just one community, but to your community too. You can't find other Black people who could do that? Because by the looks of it, it looks like no. Because you would think that if you're a Black politician or even in the Congressional Black Caucus, you should be able to use somebody like Dr. Claude Anderson's advice. But it seemed like, they know how to work for everybody else. But who am I, right? I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I got things to do. That annoyed me, so I wanted to talk about this. So at this point, I'm gonna shut it down, man. I think I'm gonna shut it down. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down. You tell me what you think, man. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
It looks like a job for Superman.
Do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young or the old, fear of me.
Yeah, gotta put it all in.
And they are Superman.
All the way.
I guess I'm taking off the cake through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took a break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, plus when I'm drunk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the kings of neon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you still follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound. But I can't stand fair weather friends, and I just fly around. My super friends is Justice League. Only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what? We had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke, then again it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I'll finish it.
Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.